Welcome to Mystics MMOs. I'm your host, Mystic Raven. And I'm back. I'm back. Healer bonus. I'm trying to level up actually my machinist, so we're gonna skip that and go with the machinist for now. Just because I've got to do this. I've got to get this out of the way, man. So I'm leveling up my Lancer to 50, just to get him to 50, between 50 to 60. I'll be trying to finish up my DK. Also, by next week, along with my Scholar and my Summoner. So I'm trying to keep almost an even aspect to my progression. Crafting, still crafting. I need a lot of work on my crafting. It's time consuming. It's very time consuming. But we'll get there. We got plenty of time. Plenty of time. Just pace yourself. That's the only thing I can encourage people. I don't anticipate everybody to be kind of like me and wanting to level everything. So once again, I'm a content creator. I'm trying to go above and beyond to basically help players isolate what job they want to main. What's really nice about this game, once again, you don't have to make an ult. So you just level up each job on the same tune. Except me, I do have an ult because I have to go through the MSQ again. Ugh. On a whole different other scenario. So once again, I'm going to open this up. I really do like my machinist. A lot of people don't like machinist. I really like machinist. I love the samurai. I'm really liking all the jobs anyways. What I find unique and what's interesting is, okay, I'm on C team, is how unique each of the jobs play. So typically I'm always trying to adjust to the playstyle of the class in other MMOs or jobs in this case, and trying to become efficient at each job throughout the rotation, throughout the macro system, how to build it, how to, spec it. Okay, I'm gonna wait till he gathers up everything. Trying to get my raids out of the way first. Get the trial. till the turn. Okay, I'm gonna move in here. Just so someone gets a fireball, they can go ahead and get me out of freeze. I have those. Yo, Ryan, what's up? Not much, man. How you been, brother? I haven't seen you for a minute. Hope you've been doing good. Where you been at? How's life treating you, brother? Okay. Once again, I'm going to wait till the pull. I've just been playing Final Fantasy. I'm pretty new to the game. Bullshit. You're great? Good, man. Good to hear it. I'm glad, man. I'm happy for you, man. Yeah, just I've been adjusting to a new game, you know. It's just like I'm taking a sabbatical from ESO. I wanted to be playing DC, but you know, I think Daybreak just made a very bad call. I have a conscience. It's unfortunate, but it's just the way it is. I find it hard, no matter how much I love a game, if the company and the people behind the company don't have at least, you know, some element of moral intentions, it's kind of hard for me to justify playing it. I want to support companies. I understand people have to get, you know, sometimes you have to downgrade in corporate America, or, you know, just in the corporate world in general. So I'm not opposed to companies doing what they have to do. It's an unfortunate circumstance to capitalism, but unfortunately, you know, timing is kind of relative. But hey, man, I found a pretty cool game to occupy me. Actually, another viewer made the recommendation for me to try this game. I'm so glad I did. Look green on them. Might not have those boots. Always looking for boots for my samurai. I like this game. I'm a really big Final Fantasy fan, but I never played. Are you on the PS4, Ryan? Or PC? Because they have a free trial, man. They have a free trial. If you have a PS4 or if you have a PC, you can download it and try it for free up to level 35 in any job in the base game. So it's worth taking a look into if you have one of those platforms. Eye candy for days, though. It's got so much eye candy, it's unbelievable. Yeah, I'd recommend checking it out. It's not for every, it's got a long storyline, but it's a pretty damn good storyline. You'll get into the storyline if you like Final Fantasy games. I mean, and the CGI, still the best in the industry, hands down. PS4, download it. Go to the base game. I'll show you here after this trial, or this raid, I mean. And I'll show you what to look for. Yeah, download it, man. Try it out. Signing up can be a bitch, I'm not gonna lie, but once you get past it, it's really fucking good. And it runs super smooth. I don't know if you ever knew this, Ryan, but my last name's Ford. So it's always cool when I see it because I always remember you because my last name's Ford. Well, I'm the meat shield. Nothing I can do. I'm just part of the shield system at the moment. Can you at least give me a heal, dude? Thank you. Uh-oh. I don't know, man. I don't know what that's gonna be like. I played the troll already, but I forgot my password. Wow, small world, right? Ford's actually a very common name, though. But if you've already, you can retrieve it if you know the email. If you know your email, you can retrieve it if you knew the email that was attached to it. But if you've already tried the free trial, then you'd have to purchase it. Or if you can't... Wow, hello. Okay. Um, give it to DPS today. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Try that. No, hate it. Pass. 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 Us Fords got to stick together in there. Yeah. Hey, Mister, do you know about the macros in the game? Yeah, I build the macros. Right. I've been building macros. Okay, so funny story. I've been doing macros since Ultima Online. Ultima Online, we weren't allowed to use macros, and I got caught using a third-party macro system, and they actually banned my um, put me in like a ban for 3 days. And literally, I was like, when I could log into the game, but all my characters were in like jail. Like when they would suspend your account, they'd put you in this little jail because I got caught using a third-party macro. So you wrote a macro in a third-party program, and literally I got busted for it. I never did it again. Well, I was doing it up until I got caught. So yeah, I wrote the macro for UO, and what it is was you couldn't use a hotkey. So I looped a macro system in a third-party program for Ultima Online. They frowned upon it. I got busted. You know, whatever. I mean, that was an experience. And there are certain games that allowed me to write macros. You know, so after I got busted, I never used macros after that. There's, you know, macroing is pretty good, and then you can hotkey them. But like I'd write a macro and then a hotkey, and then cause a loop, right? Basically you're writing script to cause it to loop, and when you loop it, it just keeps going on and on and on and on and on and on and on. But yeah, so I got busted. But this game allows macros, which is really flipping cool. And so did Rift, and there was another game I played that I could use macros. There was a couple games I could use macros. SWG I can macro. So I really like that. So when I played SWG, I macroed. Rift, this game I macro. There was another game that I macroed. There was a bunch of games. So yeah, I'm familiar with macroing. I really prefer macroing, actually, if I'm playing a turn-based game. Not every game has, turn-based game has macros, but let me show you, for example. So like in here, I'm using my turret right here, like turret away. So it's just rook auto turret. Right, with the T, so it hits the target. I don't have a radius, so it's just simple. It's like boom, done. Then I have my opening phase position. Trying to find it. All the icons I kind of get lost in a little bit. So this one's called crit hit, which is right here. So like split shot, heartbreak, wildfire, rapid fire, me. Gauze round, that actually shouldn't be there. Oh, no, that should be there, but that should be a capital G. So gauze round, split shot. Okay. And if there's something in too low, it'll just bypass. Which I wish they would put a suppression system in to the macro. Well, they do kind of have one, but there's no failure. So sometimes if you don't write it right, it'll lock up your macro. So there's no suppression system into the code, but it's fine. You know, you just have to trial and error until you can, you know, get it to bypass. There is a slight delay to the bypass to scaling down, which is fine. I mean, I don't mind it, but I wish they would put a suppression system in here. Then follow up like macro icon, slug shot, dismantle, slug shot. And that's what I'm going to be doing for this game is I'm going to be giving out configurations, what I call job configurations, and I'll be providing the macros to each job, what I prefer, how you can adjust those macros, how you can, you know, follow up off the GCDs and such. So I prefer that. That's my play style. So also, like I said, I mean, if you've already tried the free trial, like I said, just try to recover the password. You can go, like I said, if you know the email, you can recover the password. If you don't, for some reason, you can use an alternate, because you don't need PS Plus to play this game. You can create an alternative PSN account and then also associate that. So one of my viewers had that problem, and they literally made an alternative PS account and then was able to get the game playing for him in that capacity. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. So we're going to clear out that section. I'm pretty close, man, to my 62. Which then I got to do my job. My jobbity job. Oh, shit. I didn't do the other jobs. The 58 and that stuff. So we'll go hit that up while I'm messing around. I have so many jobs. Sometimes I forget to actually do my my job quests or my class quests, whatever. Like I said, a lot of people don't like Machinist. I really do enjoy it. I mean, it doesn't hit as hard as like maybe like the Black Mage or like the Samurai, but you know, it's the mobility makes up for that. Then you might be able to actually see me how I'll macro in the new skill. So I skip usually like tech stuff like this. Okay, then I open up the map. Taking the fall. Okay, doesn't sound good. Okay. That was me. It worked out great. Yeah, it really did. It worked out pretty good. It's kind of cool because Irish uses my macros on his Samurai. And then he uses Brian from Work to Games macros on Black Mage. So... And if you're playing on a controller, it really does make a huge difference. Now, you can use a keyboard and mouse on the PlayStation. So if you're comfortable with using a keyboard and mouse, you can do that. But I still macro regardless, so about whatever platform. One second, my grandson's mad. I'm going to mute this for a second. Man, I just smoked that shit. Okay, thanks. I may just have to make a new account. Yeah, just a heads up. I'll tell you, Mystic knows his stuff. His macros make combat smooth as silk, right? I love it. Like, I'm OCD about my macros. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm OCD about it. Like, I don't... Like, I used to have to do that in Rift. Was for every class in Rift, I made macros for my one guild. My other guild that I was associated with, not so much. But yeah, in Rift, I definitely was in charge of macro setups. Because I'm like OCD. Especially when it comes to rotation. What can go off the... What can come... How the rotation stays, you know, productive. Most optimal. Using the macro configuration. Coming off the GCDs. Procs being applied. On or off macro, because some procs can be implemented into the macro and other ones have to be triggered manually. So yeah, I take all that pretty serious. I'm a little OCD about it, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little OCD. But that's when I was really an asshole too. Like, literally, when I would take a look at people's rotations on my parser, if I noticed even a deviation by like 1.5 and something indicating a manual trigger when it should have been like implemented into the macro, I took it pretty fucking serious back then. But nowadays, not so much. Like, a lot of people want to say, like, oh, well, you know, your DPS slows down. And it can. It can. But what ends up happening typically, we have human error, right? And manual, and, like, it's all about your eye-hand coordination. If you're faster with your eye and hand, depending on, like, you know, a GCD... Is it better to implement to the macro, or is it better to trigger? And well, each person's different in that scenario. However, on non-combatant abilities, I would say 90% of the time most people don't trigger abilities that can reduce damage, throw support, anything like that, because they feel like it slows down their response time, which is true. So typically, because there's a GCD applied to it, you implement it into your rotation without deviating the time fluctuation, because it takes less than 0.3 seconds to trigger in the macro. So it doesn't deviate from the DPS output. So it's trivial at that moment. That an ability that would divert, you know, aggro or threat is implemented prior to a trigger ability. So things like that. Alright. Did I get another one? Yeah, I did. Alright. So I got to go to the tribunal. I really like macros. And if people don't like macros, that's fine. That's fine. I'm not telling people how to play. It's not my job, not my thing anymore, so I'm not worried about it. But I prefer macros every day. If I can make my life a lot easier, what's he want me to do? Use hot shot. Oh. Dude. Feel bad, man. skip it. Alright. Got a trial. I'm almost 62. Then I'll be able to get that other quest. And then I can implement my hypercharge. Overcharge your auto turret, increasing its normal attack potency for 20 seconds. Yay. Like, a lot of people would wait for that, like, how to wait, and I'll put it in. Like, I'll set it. And that only applies to the auto turret. So, not the Moogles. Not the Moogles. Damn it, it's the Moogles. Who knows, maybe I'll get the gun. Get the Moogle gun. I want the monk weapons for the Moogle. Thing is slick as hell. Like, Jesus, man, you got Moogle faces for hands. Threat. Right. Like on here, I'll always open up with the auto turret on target. Wait for the tank always. I never fire. I never go until that tank pulls. I never fire a shot. I never hit a button. Not until that thing turns. Do it. Do it, you stupid Moogles. Call him. Call him. Push the button. Hopefully the main tank just takes him out of our way so we don't get blasted. Find the healer. Find the healer. There he is. This little bastard's mine. Back off, Jackson. Screw you, Moogle scum. go, man. People might want to take care of this little thing, this problem back here. Whatever, we got it. I don't give a shit. Down with the Moogles. Down with the Moogles. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. I'm leveling a Lancer as we speak. It's a fork with a Moogle. Oh. It's a Moogle fork. We have to roll. Of course, that Lancer's going to get it. I mean, Dragoon's going to get it if he rolls on it. Because it's his roll. He'll get it. He'll get the Mog fork. Yep, he got it. Damn it! It's a Moogle fork. Moogles! Koopa. Oh, Koopa, you. Boom. Okay, normal raid time. Hammer time. Oh, 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 oh. It can hammer. Oh. Oh, oh, oh. Actually, we'll do it the cheap way. Hold on. Map. I know, it's 100 gil. Just do it. There's a lot to learn in this game. Yeah, there is quite a bit, but to be honest with you, it's so friggin' fun. Like, it's like, oh my god. Like, this is amazing. The controls are the funkiest little thing. Like, getting the controls down first time. Once you get past it, you're just like, once you get used to it, I should say, it's like, I'm kind of spoiled now. Like, I don't know if I can ever leave a game unless it's like butter. That's the problem. Like, this game is butter. Okay? It's butter. Oh my god. New abilities for me. Okay. So, for example, okay, so I have some new abilities I just unlocked. Hypercharge was one of them, right? Now, this applies to the auto turret, which is in my first macro. Problem of it is, it has to be out. It has a 120-second cooldown. A lot of people would be like, oh, you want to wait? No, absolutely not, because my auto turret could be taken out. I want to hit the damage heavy first, but I don't want to apply the macro onto the turret. Why? Because the turret is a separate entity, and it has a 120-second cooldown, so I don't want to keep firing it when it's not initially hitting. So what I want to do is I'm going to apply this to my opener, which is right here, Hot Shot. Typically, I would say put on critical hit, but actually, Hot Shot is an ability I refresh every 60 seconds. So every 2 turns, I'm able to control the turret. I can also keep it on a separate, so if I want to trigger it manually during its rotation, I can do that. Like, trigger Hot Shot, look for the effect to be applied, reapply it. Okay, if that makes sense. So what I'm going to do here, I'm actually going to remove the limit break here because I have it off to the other bar. So I'm usually fine. I can trigger it on the other bar and I usually don't have a problem. So I'm going to make a new macro. Called Buffed Mech. Right? Okay, so we're going to once again put macro up, icon, parentheses, hot. I want to make sure if that's separate or not. It is. Shot. Okay, that put up the icon. Then I'm going to go ahead and put action. And then I'm going to put Hyper Charge. Okay, and then me in the little triangle, because it's not a targeted effect on a thing. It can only be applied when turret is deployed, and it's a buff effect. Then I'm going to go ahead and action, once again in parentheses, Hot Shot. Okay, now I'm going to remove this one from this bar. I will replace this effect. I will also put the other ability barred. So there was one ability there. That's fine. And now we also have cooldown. That needs to be slotted. Delivers an attack with a potency of 150 if heat gauge is under 50 to 230 if the gauge is over 50. Now, this is going to be a little bit more of a interesting. I'm going to once again put this down so I can see, I can get a visual representation. So, it has to be affected when the gauge during temp, right? So what I want to do is I don't want to utilize it towards my opening effects, right? Because I already got a lot going on with wildfire, things like that. So we're going to take a look at the follow-up. And the follow-up is really cool because it has the dismantle effect. Or you can put it into the 4, but the 4 has a finisher. So what I like to do is being able to follow up with these type of effects prior, because it's not going to go ahead and what? Take off my... It has a GCD applied effect. Or it should. No, it doesn't. So it's a 235 cast. So actually I don't want to do that. Because you don't want to combo up. You don't combo up any... You don't macro any combos up. It starts acting funky because of the timer or the delay to the timer. So what I'm going to go ahead and do here, might have to check how this is going to be applied or if there is an effect. Ammunition effect increases cooldown potency, reduces heat gauge by 25. So it's a standalone effect that can be spammed from my understanding. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to move this down here. Right. Let's put the knockback here. Actually, let's throw the helping hand here. Let's throw the knockback down here. Let's keep this over here for a second. And then let's drop down my sprint off of the top side so I can get a good look at what it's going to do. Okay. Now, typically what I like to do also, I like to go check and test things. So I'm going to go to Castrum really quick and test it while I'm waiting for Q. So, because I think that's just a spammable, to be honest with you. I don't macro any spammables. You can put a delay or a timer delay to it, but what it ends up doing is it fucks up the macro something fierce. Okay, so for example here, we're just going to hit 0 really quick. Yep. Okay, that overcharge is working. Okay, the hypercharge is working. This is a spammable. Okay. So it's more effective when it's under 50. So this could definitely, because of its potency, be really good. It has a high-end potency. So I think what I'm going to go ahead and do, but it doesn't combo up. So, but it's a 2 Wait a minute. It's 230 if the gauge is over. So actually, it's not as strong unless it's over the 50 marker. So, with that being said, I think I'm going to go ahead and gauge this over here. All right. We could be looking at putting a gauze barrel on the other bar because we're going to be getting the other abilities like the heated split. Actually, these should be able to be macroed in because they're triggered. So these are triggered. Flamethrower will be thrown into the macro as well, and the Bishop Overload can be thrown in as well because it's triggered. So now you'll see the hypercharge. It was, you can see the icon, right? It's still on global cooldown, right? So that's the indication that everything's working as intended. Okay. I'm going to load up. Why is that not targeting? That's fucking weird. It just blew my... Well, at least we know it's working. Because it just blew my friggin' shit because it was... Like, whatever. Now, see, I can go ahead and trigger my gauze. See, by doing that, it's also going to create a cooldown effect. So... Alright. Now look. Then I can come back. I really like it. It feels good. The combos definitely feel good. Cooldown. It definitely lives up to its name. I probably wouldn't use this until I'm about gauged between... And it's hard because a part of you wants to... Okay. Like, there's abilities that when your gauge is up, right? So if you have a gauze barrel... Right? You deal a shitload of damage, but when it overheats, you lose damage. And cooldown is actually going to be able to, you know, keep your gauge from overheating. So I kind of like that. Oh, flip me. No, I don't know these mechanics. Fuck. It's just, oh, jeez. What up? Yeah, I'm wondering. Alright. Whatever. Okay, so once again, put the gauze barrel on. Now on this, what I typically do is just AoE. graphics are friggin' amazing. Dude, this is so trippy. Don't step on the buttons. Well, thank you. Yeah, that would be bad. I'm feeling it. Oh shit. Oh shit, get away from me. Ah! Ow! Ow. Whoa. God dang it. Ow. Ow. Got it. Ow. Holy shit. No. No. There's not more. There's no more. That's all. This is done, right? It has to be. Alright. Good sheep. Oh, astrologian. Hello. Pass. Good stuff. Woof. Woof. Now I get to turn this in. Yay. I don't know how many more Alexanders I have to unlock. Don't I look so cool? Y'shtola. some Doctor Who type shit going on here. I don't think we're in the Tartarus. Oh, man. Okay, so listen. Are we traveling through time now? If this is the case, could the Alexander storyline get tied in with Shadowbringer in the next update? Because at one time this didn't play into the main story. But could the side stories end up becoming a part of the main story? Kind of interesting. Silly girl, you cannot change the past. There are repercussions for your decisions. It's a fixed point in time. Don't fuck with it. Don't do it! Stop! Whatever will be, will be. Oh, here it goes. The space-time continuum just breaking apart. They're like, yeah, we did it. We did something really awesome. This is where everything goes horribly wrong. Because you meddled with things you did not understand. Oh, we did it. Biggs, over here. You're not going to believe this. Hey. We really are in the past. Oh, snap. The goblins are going to assassinate him. Oh, snap. Great. Now I created a black hole. Oh no, that's what happened to her dad. Oh snap. Well, how do you save him? You just went back in time and it still all got screwed. He's writing notes. Yeah, get him, kitty. Uh-oh. And that's how the shield ends up. Oh, snap. It's all broke. Oh, great. We have a shield with no, like, ship. Oh, sheep. And now you got stuck. Cat's like, ha 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 ha. So by meddling in time, you cause the events to occur. Serves you right. Okay, what happened to us? Maybe we're lost in space. As it is writ, as it must be. Yeah, right. I don't think so. They're buds. Now you understand. Oh my gosh. Drama queen. Foolish girl. Of course there's more. Always more to the story. The heart of the creator is now accessible. Yay. Cool deal. Pretty cool. So, Rise of the Machinists. Let's get this one done, shall we? Game's actually it's really good. There's a lot to it. Well worth it though. Alright. I think I got all my dailies done. Let me check. Check my currency as well. Come on. Okay, battle. Up, we're full. Alright, so. At least that lets me know that. We're going to clear this out. So I still need to do the level 50 to 60. Still have... That's about it. And expert and this one. Now they are getting ready to lift tombstone restrictions soon, which will be good. I want to say that's going to be Genesis. I think that's not... I don't know if it's this coming week or the next week. Okay. All right. All right. Got that one. Some of these quests I don't really get. Like, talking to them, you're getting the background story. I get that. I mean, I do, but some of them are a little drawn out. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Why isn't my earring on? This earring should be on. Alright. Thank God for flying. You'll be scaled down. Excellent. Come on. Eat it, bitches. That can't be it. I just annihilated everything. There has to be something more to it. Protect and defeat dragons. Okay. Oh shit, I might fail this. Yes! That's right! No dragon's gonna best me. Get out of here. Yes, we won. We did it. We're awesome. Now make me your leader. Alright, so simple traveling back. Gonna get it. Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it, get it, get it. That's right. Now, just going to set up this macro real quick. Okay, so we got Ricochet. Deals damage to all nearby enemies with the potency of 320 for the first, blah, 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 blah. And it's recast as 60 seconds. That means it's on a GCD. So we have a 60-second cooldown associated. So that's an easy peasy, easy. So we're going to look at our gunner macro, which is right here. And then we're just going to apply the ricochet ability. Okay. As such. So we got rapid fire, reassemble, wildfire, spread shot. And between the wildfire, actually I'm going to take wildfire off because I like that on the single target a little bit better. I do put it on the AoE. Yeah, it does help kind of go through the targets a little bit faster. So we're going to keep it there. And then right between spread shot, we're going to line this one down. Once again, parentheses. Make sure everything's spelled correctly. Okay, once again, parentheses. Okay, so now it's set. So nothing gets changed out except we're just adding an ability to the spammable macro. Why? Because it's on a global cooldown and it's just simple that way. Okay, pretty easy, pretty cake. Once again, open up. Looks like all the schnaps in front of me or behind me. Always have to open up the map, zoom in. I am colorblind, so if I see the little dotted line, I have to zoom in to see it. All right. Yeah, you're my new teacher, right? Yeah, I knew it. I could sense it. $63. What is... Okay. So 63. All right. Now, I always, what do? I go test it. Test the macro. We always test our macros. Always. As soon as I get something, I test it out. All right. Okay. Awesome. Well, it works. Congratulations, it works. Yay, thank you. Now, we know that that's up there, so we're just going to put Ricochet up here so at least we see the GCT. Yeah. Excellente. All right. All right. Looks good. I like it. Good. Works. And then if we want to cool off, we just go ahead. Looks good. Now, see, I have some bar space. Like, if I want to take off the rook, because I know it's going to fire, I can take that off. Also, keep in mind, I have, like, helping hand macro, which is kind of nice. I could set this also to a mouse over. So, my helping hand macro is just kind of like... I have tactician and things like that. Like, I can target a player, use tactician. Of all nearby, refresh, gradually restores MP of me and everything else. So what it's done, actually I can take off, like, well, this isn't associated, but it doesn't have a GCD, so it keeps casting, so we'll take that one off. But, like, this is kind of cool. How this macro just works. So basically it's just like it helps the party. It's just the abilities to help use the party since they're AoEs. So once again, I can just go ahead. And it's just that simple, man. Once you get a macro down and you understand the rotation and you understand what you're doing, it's just making life a lot easier. Yeah, that cooldown is badass. That cooldown's pretty badass. Love it. Alright. So, I'm still in the queue. Long time, 25 minutes on a queue timer. So, I'm just going to cut the stream. But for the most part, I think everybody kind of gets the idea. How you can, you know, make macroing way more efficient, right? It doesn't have to get overwhelming. Let me go to so I can buy some gear. It doesn't have to be overwhelming. It really doesn't. But it does take a little finesse, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, understanding when it applies, should apply, if it needs to be applied, or it can be triggered, manually triggered. Those are all options. But if people, they just trial and error, that's all. Just trial and error. If you notice something funky going on, just build the macro, test it, make sure things are firing. If they're not, go back in. And that's pretty much about, you know, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I think for some people it may seem a little bit more overwhelming. But once you get accustomed to it, you'll want to experiment, and that's a good thing. Like experimenting and trying to get a handle on something, especially if you want to try something. That's not a bad thing in life, you know. So I encourage people to do it. Anyways, I'm going to let you guys go. Once again, I'm Mystic Raven. This is Mystics MMOs. Thank you guys for watching. And once again and always, have a nice day.